Hey everybody, welcome again to Harness the Wind. Again, the two podcasts have been absolutely amazing, and the comments we have received have been absolutely inspiring. We thank you for being absolutely, people who care, and come here, we come to the third episode. It's Harness the Wind. My name is C, Colin, and Nadine, and we've come to a very heartbreaking subject. There's no Nadine story. So look, we're gonna go to the first time of when Nadine had to go to government buildings to go and get in camping outside government buildings to get a school for her son Maddox. Nadine is here. Nadine, darling, I know it's been a long time. I know it's been hard. It's not the first one. You had to go through 5 of them. So this is only the first one we speak about this morning. Can you just bring the viewers back to the moment that this all started?
Okay, my son Maddox was diagnosed over 15 years ago. In October it will be 16 years ago. My Maddox son went to mainstream school, Georgesville, and when Maddox used to go into school, he was so wild, like running around classes and other things. But then it came to Maddox being locked in a room, and not getting out of that room. And them saying that Maddox was bold, and then it got to the stage where then the school was cutting Maddox's hours, that he was only kind of in for half an hour.
And why were they cutting his hours? Sorry to interrupt you, Nadine. Why were they cutting his hours?
They were cutting his hours because they hadn't got enough staff, and the SNA that was in there was only getting paid for one child, so that went between all the different children. But what gets to me more is that there should be more for the money that they're getting across the border in our country, and the money that that's going everywhere, but it's not going into the special needs or the disability network team for the services for our children. As a mother, here I am, 15 years. Half of this is just for one child, and this is heartbreaking.
But Nadine, as you can see, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for anyone. If our children did not have special needs, they would get an education straight away. And just because you're on a spectrum of special needs or autism, you have to fight on waiting lists. But we're not the type that sit on waiting lists. We went out and showed actions will speak louder than any words. So just what was your little plan? What's your plan to get out to get you about Maddox? I'll bring you back to Maddox. What happened with Maddox in Temple Street Hospital when you were explaining to people on live videos that he was eating wool and his feces he was thrown all over the place, and his pica he was thrown all over the place. Can you just explain to the viewers what these accused you of?
So I went to Temple Street Hospital with my son, considering him not being able to go to the toilet. Maddox was going around eating clothes, he was eating all jumpers, he was eating
my jumpers. He used to just go with the neck.
My mask, clothes, all different things he was eating. And when it came to the stage then, when I brought him to the hospital then, they told me there was nothing wrong with him, that was grand. Took him back out of the hospital again. I ended back to the hospital the next day, nothing wrong with him. This went on for 7 whole days underneath neglection of a child with special needs. And then, as they always do, they put the blame on the mother that's always there.
What did they specifically blame you on?
A serious allegation was put to me saying that I did something to my son that was disgraceful. I wasn't allowed to change my son Maddox for 5 whole weeks. Then it went to longer. Only 2 people in my house was allowed to change Maddox.
Me and your ma.
Colin and me ma, and the degrees of what I went through of negligence. I
explained that the actual social worker said sorry about all this.
So as we're speaking, girls, as we're speaking,
don't show that too much.
As we're speaking,
don't show that too much.
As we're speaking,
yeah, don't filter.
As we're speaking, as we're speaking here today, I got a letter in the post this morning by the very own, the Eastern Health Board. You know, because you have to be careful of what you say. But this is the reality of what goes on. The day I was blamed on this was the day I got up and I started fighting on for my son, because I kind of found it out that they were trying to blame me So what they said to me was that you did this, there's something going on. It has to be you. You had to do it. So basically this was...
No, perfect. Thank you for explaining that. So when PICA comes, they either, for people that don't know this, PICA is either it's natural or there has been something done to the child, yeah? Alright? And that's the only way, that's the only two things that they have it down there, alright? So they came with that accusation and they were wrong, but how did you feel when you got told, because I'll never forget it, but I want you to say in your own words, when you got told at that table in the house that you cannot touch your son for whatever amount of time it was, how did that make you feel when you didn't even, you were bringing your son up the correct way? There's people out there that are bringing them up the wrong way.
As a mother, I literally just fell to the ground crying my eyes out, and I picked up the phone and rang my auntie Pamela, and I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? And she's like, you're an amazing mother. So in that quick instinct, I grabbed onto my mind and I said, I know the way these people work, because I've seen loads of people to go through it before, and I'm on this journey years. I know the ins and outs. I do my background checks, you know. So I fell to the ground. So first thing I said to this social worker was, can I get a test to show I did nothing to Maddox? Oh no, you can't. So that was grand. I rang my doctors, made an appointment. My doctor said to me, you don't need any. But I said, what if it was happening somewhere else in a club, or if it was happening anywhere outside and we didn't know? Oh no, you don't need that. But only for my doctor, Austin O'Carroll, has been helping me on this journey for many years, where all the paperwork, as you can see, it goes up and goes up. You know, CAMS will not take my Maddox over the likes of this allegation put to me. And this is downgrading as a full-time carer to a boy who has autism. And, you know, it's heartbreaking.
Of course, why wouldn't it not be? So, now we move on to when Maddox needed a school, alright? Now, you explain to the viewers what you had to do to get him a school and what they said to you, please. Take your time.
I was basically told that I had to take my son out, Maddox. I'll never forget, they were finishing for the school term.
Take your time. And
I never got to take Maddox out of school because all the kids was going out on, you know, things, and Maddox wasn't allowed to do anything because it was just...
This is a mainstream, yeah?
This was a mainstream, but you have to remember, the people in mainstream...
What was the school called?
The school was called Georges Hill Primary School.
All right, thank you.
And you have to remember, these teachers go to college for mainstream, not for kids with disabilities. So me, as a fighting Irish mother, took the stand once again, and I said to myself, I'm not letting
Where
this go.
Where did you go? You went to the Board of Education?
I went to the Board of Education.
With a couple of thousand people?
With a load of people. Maddox wrote a letter. You know, I went in, I had a peaceful protest, and Derek Newcomb at the time was working there, and he also worked with me because I told him, as a mother, you know, I have 2 boys, I have 3 boys, but at this time we only had Maddox and Jefferson, and Maddox was the one with autism. Maddox and Jackson, sorry. But, you know, I'm still here today looking at Maddox growing up from the age and still being failed, and for them putting me down as a mother, I'm still here fighting this on 15 years later. And Maddox from Georges Hill Primary School was left in the wilderness, left in a broken system. This stuff that I have recorded.
Right. And so TD's waiting list, Nadine.
Yeah.
They ring you, yeah? And like there's a 3-4 year waiting list, and then you go out and you go to Dáil Éireann and you protest at Dáil Éireann first, and then you went down to the Board of Education, alright? And then all of a sudden, what happened? The waiting list wasn't there no more.
Oh,
so
the
they
waiting list disappeared, yeah. The waiting list disappeared.
Sorry, you don't mean to interrupt you, darling. That's happened 5 times now.
Yeah, the waiting list
just stay with the first one. Sorry, people, but this is going to be a 3-part series. But go on, darling.
The waiting list disappeared all because I'm a fighting Irish mother on a mission, and my voice is too strong.
And all other kids.
You know, and I'm here for all the other kids. But at the end of the day, You know, my main goal is to protect my kids from evil and protect my kids and the children of Ireland from evil, to get the services. There's millions getting spent all over the globe. Where's the money going?
I have a question for you. Why do you think that, like Jackson, can go into school normal? Why do you think there's such a difference that that they won't, with special needs or autistic kids specifically, won't let them into school? It's waiting list. When you prove it, time after time, it's not.
I think it's degrading and it's taking.
No, what do you think it is? Like, is it going back from years ago?
Oh, it's going back. I tell you when it's going back. This was hid. This is the reality of this people. They will not take me onto RTE or TV3, the real light media, because I'm speaking real raw of the truth. This podcast is called Harnessing the Wind. Well, I'm at the harnessing the cold for many nights on the streets of Ireland. From over the years, from 8 nights to 10 nights to 7 nights.
And 3 days before Christmas.
And 3 days before Christmas.
That was the last one. But
that was the one, you know.
No, we speak about the first one. We came in that last one.
You know, right? This is the reality of harnessing the wind.
And so you were Maddox, right? So how did we get Maddox? How did you get Maddox to school? Through the protest? And then what was given? A letter to Maddox.
Then a letter was given. Maddox gave.
And you were given.
Maddox was given his letter in. I had to go to the Board of Education and protest there for many days, day in, day out, on my own, fighting this journey on my own, you know, stand on my own. Why, there's thousands of parents out there with the one thing, but I'm a young carer, a full-time carer, taking the system down by myself. You know, no one has been there but just me. And that's why I achieved the things. And I will never forget about anybody else's children. I'm in here to help me and the other parents. You know, this is not a competition. This is heartbreak. This is our kids. And I'm out here bringing awareness for all the children, not just mine. And I won't stop. This is only the start.
As you've shown, year after year after year, when they say no, you gotta get out of them. And because you show up and you do it, and actions will always speak louder than words, you know. Looking in. And when Maddox got into the school, what school did you get him into?
So when Maddox got into the school, I got him an amazing school in Dooney and it was an amazing, I have to say, I will never forget her. The principal is an inspiration. She is, and the whole school. If it wasn't for Mrs. Hart out there supporting and helping me, and Glenn and Dwayne and Maddox's clubs, you know, I'm putting this out here right now, and I'm telling the system of Ireland, if my son ends up in a detention centre, it's going to be down to you as for failing him on negligence. You know, so it's coming to the end of the podcast.
I just want to ask you one more question.
Yeah.
Just one more question. How do you keep going on with this? Literally, darling, how can you keep up this?
The strength, me man.
You were hooked into an ambulance only a couple of days ago. We will speak about that in the next, or the third episode. But yeah, people, it's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, sorry, excuse me. It's a force blip. Anyway, it's a lot.
Give a few
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to take on for Nadine and myself. But look. What we hope to do is inspire all yous with this first part. The second part will be more extreme, and the third part will be even more
So we're going to get into a little bit of tasties for the next one.
It's going to be done over a 3-part series. It has to be done this way because I wouldn't get it all in. I wouldn't be able to get the best out of Nadine. So yeah, that I will wrap up the end of Harness the Wind, episode 3.
We have to throw a few
things. Go on, you go on.
So I put this down here for the next episode. I'm looking forward to it because I feel so good after telling me story. As I said,
we're going to be putting out little lads.
People don't realise
little clips of JC just trying to, yeah, look, it's going to be coming the next episode just to keep you informed. So yeah, for me.
So one of them is that the care system of Ireland this morning sent me out a letter.
You said that already.
You know, I didn't say this, but I'm going to get into it because this is for the next episode. You know, and I'm just giving you a little taster of showing you what you can do and what you don't do. The letters that you give out there, keep
Look,
doing
it's as simple as this. Words will do nothing. You know, I've seen it social media. I get it, I'm with it all, protest, but actions speak louder than words. And what we do is show actions, and we have a winning formula. And we leave it at that. So thanks for tuning in to Harness the Wind, podcast number 3. I cannot wait for podcast number 4, because when you see what's on this one.
And these are the boys.
For me, Colin, C, and N. Good boy for now.
Harness the wind, harness the cold. The fight goes on. A fighting Irish